It's fucking 6:20 p.m. on a Saturday night. What is bro doing? Stan. Yo, bruh. What you doing? Bro, it's 6:20. Why you still sleeping? I think I went to bed at like 4 a.m. last night. What were you doing? We're filming. I think the sun should be setting. This is typically when I like to get up, right when the sun's going down. Beautiful view from the bed. I feel like I'm in New York from this side of town. My name's Stanley Smith. I'm from originally Harristown, Illinois. It's a tiny little town right outside of Decatur. My graduating class for high school, I think, had 43 people in it. So, tiny school, middle of nowhere. I lived there until I was about 16, I believe, is when I moved up to Plano, Illinois. I thought I was going to be an NBA player my whole life. Clearly that didn't work out. So I went to Plano, finished up my 2 years of high school. I went straight into college down in Lincoln, Illinois, which is not even a college anymore, it's shut down. But halfway through my first semester, I started to kind of reason with myself. I was seeing the college basketball competition. I was like skipping classes because I didn't like going to school and I just had too much freedom down in college. So I reasoned with myself. I was like, I can either waste 4 years of my life and a little bit of money doing this, or I can be serious, right? I was going to be a law student. I really don't want to be a lawyer my entire life, let's be real. And I'm also not going to take this basketball stuff anywhere. So I decided to drop out the last week of the first semester. I remember walking into the dean's office, something along those lines, walking into the dean's office. She was like, well, don't you want to finish this semester? Like, you're going to want your credits. If you ever come back, you're not going to want to like retake all those classes. And I remember looking at her and I was like, I'll never be back. And then dropped out and was like, did field maintenance for baseball fields for a little bit. I was like dragging the fields, making sure everything was level and smooth. And then from there, I got a job. I started doing like fitness YouTube, which if any of you guys can find those old videos, don't. Those were terrible, but I did a couple of fitness videos, a few Instagram stuff with the fitness, and I was working out one day in a gym, and this guy came up to me, the owner of the gym, and I was wrestling. I had just got done fighting this kid, and I remember him asking me, he was like, hey, do you want to work here? Like, I see you going around, you're passionate about it, you help out everybody here with their form and stuff like that, like, why don't you work here? You ever thought about being a personal trainer? How it started was, I went, I did my personal training stuff for like 2-3 days, helped, shadowed somebody that was a personal trainer and things like that. And then one day, it was a Sunday, and they needed somebody to close. So they put me up at the front, they taught me how to do it, and then I was like closing with this other guy. He was supposed to be teaching me. And the closing shift's like 12 to 9. I was like, I'll do it. Because at that point, like anything I've ever done, I've like done to 100%. You know, so if I had a job, I showed up 5 minutes early and stayed 5 minutes late. Like I was never late and I never was trying to leave early. I never called off, never took days off. So when there was an opportunity to work more hours, I was like 100% I'm in. And I remember that shift like it was yesterday because I ended up selling 9 memberships in one day, which in the part of town we were in, like that's a lot of memberships. Most people in that company average like 15, 20 memberships a month, and I sold 9 in one day. And to this day, I've never personally trained a client in my life. I ended up, after that day, I was full sales there on out. And I hold the record there for the most memberships ever sold. I think it was like 64 or something. And I've never lost a single month. I think I worked there for 10 months, 11 months. I never lost a single month in memberships. The only month that I did technically lose was December. I ended up getting fired on like December 13th or something we had a break room, and we had a ping pong in our break room, and we snuck Roston up into the break room and was playing ping pong with him. So 2 days later, the boss found out, and I came down and he fired me. And I think I finished the month with like 32 memberships and got beat by like 35 or something because I got fired. But fast forward now, Ross works with me, business partners. But there's a lot of really important people during that time that were always telling me like, hey, you know, you got to do more. You got to get out of here. Like you're really, really good at sales. You know, you're just a great person. You got to get out there and kind of get paid for what you're worth. And then I ended up getting a DM on Instagram from this chick, Rena Richmond. You know, some 30-year-old chick DMing me about if I keep my business opportunities open. I was like, this is one of this recruiting BS on Instagram. Long story short, I ended up hopping on a call with her, and that's how it all started. I met her and her husband, Rob Richmond, who's now my boss, and fell for it. I guess they sold me on the opportunity, and I ended up getting my life insurance license. And over the last 16, 17 months, I've built an agency up. We just last month did over $700,000 of business in 1 month, all issue paid. So me and my agents made right around $700,000, and I'm now making well over 6 figures a month. I'm at a spot where like I don't really sell insurance anymore. I'm just in the phase of my life where I'm just developing other people, you know, really just trying to inspire other people, show them what's possible. Because at 21 years old, never would have I have ever thought that I'd be sitting in a penthouse in downtown Chicago. And those of you that don't know, this is actually my second penthouse. I also have another penthouse on the other side of town. So at 21, I made my first $1 million. I think actually about a week and a half ago, I hit $1 million generated in 2024. So from January to I think it was like October 6th or something, I made my first $1 million at 21. So it's weird because you lose sight of who you were in the process. And I don't mean like I'm a different Stanley. I'm the same Stanley. I treat everybody the exact same. You know, I make the same jokes and I act the same way. But you get so caught up in what you're doing and everything like that, that it's just all kind of part of life that you don't really think about the stuff you're achieving. Like I was saying, like my first $1 million, that night I took my parents out to a pretty expensive dinner. I think I ended up spending like $2,000. And the dinner was awesome. Like watching them experience caviar and, you know, Wagyu and all this shit, it was really dope to see. But as far as like actually making the first $1 million, I mean, how can you feel? It's just a number, right? And it's not like something that I'm necessarily attached to. I like achieving things. I like hitting goals. More importantly though, you know, I like just inspiring people and watching them grow around me. You know, it's for example, I was at the blackjack table today and I think I had like $700 on a hand, and my buddy had $200 or maybe something like that, and he hit a blackjack and I ended up losing, and the dealer was like, oh man, that sucks. And I was like, man, I'm just geeked, like my boy won, that's all I care about. And that's just kind of how I've always lived. So, you know, me hitting the first $1 million, it didn't feel any different. Like it's hard for me, as much as I'd like to be excited and proud of myself, it's hard for me to be proud of myself because it's just another milestone in the things that I'm going to achieve. It's like when you know you're supposed to do something or know that you are going to do something, you don't really get proud when you do it. It's just part of the process.
So how does your pay structure work?
I mean, as far as how the pay works, it's all 100% commission, everything we do. And it's weird because you wouldn't think you're making as much money as you do in the business we're in. Because like I'll hop on a phone with a client, you know, and in 30 minutes I'll go through a whole application, I'll sell them the life insurance, and then a few days later I just get an email with a couple numbers in it, and then those numbers a day later translate to my bank account, and then a day later I spend it all. And it's like, so you don't actually ever touch anything. You don't actually touch a check, you don't touch a, you know, cash, anything like that. It's just emails coming through with money, and then they just go into your bank account. So it's honestly a crazy concept and a weird feeling of how money is just generated in life. You know, I would have never thought it was going to look like this. Everybody always says, Stanley, when are you going to save your money? Like, I save, but not like 50% of my money or anything like that. I made my money to enjoy it. You know, I'm doing things I've never done, never really, I always knew I was going to do it, but never knew what it would look like. Well, now I know what it looks like. And in the world where, you know, I plan on making so much money, it's going to come to a point where like me saving or me spending and having a little bit left is going to be the same thing as you saving every penny you make. So it's not really worth me saving all my money right now. Spend it. It's going to come back, especially because I wake up Monday through Sunday every single day ready to work and generate income. It's not like I just am chilling in life. Yeah, I made $1 million, but I wake up and work harder tomorrow. So yeah, I don't really have the fear of that money running out. You could take everything I have. You could take every agent that works for me. You could take every policy I ever sold, whatever the case may be. Take it all. I have the skills and the values to make it back. So I don't, you know, live necessarily with fear of losing it. I think it's only fair we start with my favorite room in the house, my bedroom / bathroom. Very important poster because, you know, that's what I've always tell people. Everybody that's scared to start something, you know, what if it doesn't work out? What if I waste my time? What if I lose my money? You know, but I think the most important phrase that 99% of the people that say those things need to replace it with is, what if it all works out? Everybody's so focused on the negative outcomes, and a lot of people don't want to look at what the positive outcomes could be. And then this is just like the dopest thing ever, you know. Where I grew up, you know, we only had one sink. So we got 2 sinks, one in the island. We got the wine cooler, which is filled with nothing but just straight energy drinks. We love our caffeine. We're gonna probably turn this, we've only lived here for 2 days, so we're gonna probably turn this into like an office. I got one of my boys, Drew. We're gonna turn this into his bedroom. And then I've never seen a laundry room this big in an apartment. This is actually dope. So got a full-blown laundry room in there. And then this is my boy Ross's room. You guys seen him earlier. Hot tub up here. Had an amazing time in the hot tub last night. Just chilling, looking out over the city. Got probably one of the nicest views. I would say the view of my other penthouse at night is maybe a little nicer because it's on the 76th floor. Knew I was gonna be rich, but when you're looking at being rich, you know, I always thought about like mansions, nice cars, wives and kids. I skipped the 21-year-old just living life, having a blast penthouse phase. So I didn't really see this in any of my visions, so it's definitely dope to just be in the middle of the city and probably one of the nicest penthouses there is in Chicago, living life. The second balcony. This one's not too much to it, just a little egg chair out here. This is Drew. That's it, just Drew.
How you doing? Drew.
How long have you been with me?
4 months? Nah, just under 4 months, 3.5.
How old are you? 21?
21.
21, you've been with me 4 months. What were you doing 4 months ago?
Amazon warehouse.
Working at an Amazon warehouse. What was the most amount of money you had ever made before you started this?
$1,500 in a week, working construction, but for 60, 70 hours in a week.
Damn. It's 7 o'clock, and I think it's like all the same shit at every apartment.
Yeah.
We got a massive indoor hot tub. We have a dope ass basketball court, a shit ton of private offices, a couple of pools, hot tub, sauna, a gym. I'm sure like you guys will see it. We're gonna start doing these lifestyle videos. We're gonna be pumping out 2 vlogs a month and then just some shit on Instagram. So whatever it is, man, we're gonna be pumping out shit. You're gonna see my entire life. I wanna just kind of show you guys what goes into it, because a lot of people, you know, have a false perception of what success looks like. A lot of people see success as just money falling out of trees and kind of doing whatever they want. And I do whatever I want, but I want to make more money and I want to go to work, and that's what I do. So, you know, especially in the industry I'm in and the role that I'm in, I have to be an example for my people. You know, I have to show them what to do and what not to do, and that's showing up to work even when I don't want to, or showing up to work even after I've had a little success, because that's probably one of a new agent's biggest problem is they come in, they get a little success, and then they take the next day off, or they take the next couple days off. So, you know, I'm making well over 100 grand a month now, and I'm still going into work on Saturdays. I'm still going into work every now and then on Sundays. Alright, so we lost all our money, but we're about to pull up to my boy's warehouse. He's got some Ferraris, some Rolls Royces. Just hang out a little bit out there. Probably the last thing we'll do today. It's wrapping up. I'm tired. I've slept like 5 hours last night. I had a wild party here, but go out there, hang out, show you guys some nice cars, show you kind of what I do to relax and have some fun.